Welcome in, everybody, to our Week 7 matchup show. This is part 1. We're going to do this in 2 parts. That way we can kind of break this up a little bit since there's 15 games. We're going to talk about 8 of them today. We'll talk about 7 tomorrow. We'll go in order as the games are played, but we'll talk about the Broncos and Saints first for the Thursday night matchup. Not an exciting matchup at all. This is probably the worst Thursday night game we've had all season. NFL has done a pretty good job about putting some pretty good teams with these primetime matchups. But the Broncos and Saints, 37-point over-under, the lowest of the week. Broncos are a 2.5-point favorite. I'm not playing either QB in this matchup, Rattler or Bo Nix. Just not appeasing with these defenses. Both defenses are good. Javonte Williams may be worth a look. The Saints have been second worst, so 31st, giving up 37 points above expectation to the running back position. So Javonte Williams may be kind of a sleeper look in that game. He has had a couple good games out of the past 3. Kamara is always a start. And I'm not trusting any of the wide receivers or tight ends in this game with Olave and Shaheed out. That's another reason why you don't want to touch Rattler against this defense. Patrick Surtain may be out, but Bub Means may be their number 1 receiver in this game. So it's not a matchup that I really want to play any players in at all. Moving on to the Jags and Pats in London this week. Over-under is 42.5. Jags are a 5.5-point favorite. Drake May could be a good streamer this week. Jags have given up 24 more points than any other team to the quarterback this year, and they're 34 points above expectation to the quarterback. So Drake May could be in the QB1 range this week if he plays. Apparently he had a knee injury today. It didn't seem serious at first, but then word came out that he went and got an MRI after practice today. So keep an eye on that. Could be back to Jacoby Brissett with that offense. I have low expectations for the running backs there in New England. If Ramondre plays, could be a start, but I'm not really interested in any of the running backs there. But Tank Bigsby, if ETN's out this week, Patriots are the bottom 5 against the run this year, giving up 29 points above expectation to the running back position. So either way, if ETN plays, ETN's good start, but I would play Bigsby even if ETN plays with that shoulder injury because I think it's going to be split. So both running backs for the Jags are good for this week. Not looking really at any of the receivers for the Jags this week. Brian Thomas, obviously, if you're in a pinch, play him. He's been pretty explosive. Not really interested in Christian Kirk this week. And the only person in that passing attack that I'd probably be interested in is Evan Ingram. Just because of the 10 targets last week. It's going to get peppered with targets from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence trusts him. So you could probably play Ingram, especially with the struggle at tight end. Next game up, Seahawks and Falcons. This is a pretty exciting one. Over-under is 51.5. It's tied for the highest over-under this week. Falcons are a 3-point favorite. I want all of this game, every part of it. I just think it's going to be an air show. Both high-powered passing offenses. Kyle Pitts. It's a struggle with him every week, but where you drafted him, you're probably starting him. I don't know if there's going to be much of a better option. But both defenses are below average against wide receivers, so this could be the get right game for DK Metcalf. And I like Drake London this week as well. So both offenses, like I said, I want all of this game. If you have a player for this game, you're starting them. Moving on to the next game, Titans and Bills. Over-under's 41. Bills are a 9-point favorite. I want nothing to do with the Titans offense. The only player I'm starting on that Titans offense is Tony Pollard. But as bad as the Titans offense has been, the defense has been really that good. Obviously, you're starting Allen, you're starting Cook if he plays, you're starting Cooper if he plays. And not many teams are going to have a better option than Dalton Kincaid at tight end. So you're just really at tight end, if you drafted one of those higher players, you're more than likely playing them, hoping he gets the targets and gets you some points. That's what you're hoping for on a week-to-week basis with the tight end. You could probably pick up one of these players like Ertz or I'm blanking on any other ones, but Ertz could probably match what Kincaid's going to give you on a week-to-week basis. It's all a matter of how they're targeted in the offense. Bengals and Browns, 42.5 point over-under. Bengals are a 6.5 point favorite. Just like Browns just traded Cooper away. I like Njoku and I like Chubb. If Chubb is back this week, which it's looking pretty positive, like it's headed that way. So I'm starting both of those two. Bengals, starting both wide receivers, Higgins and Chase, Burrow, and Chase Brown. Not really touching the tight ends on the Bengal side, but it's full go for the Bengals this week. They should be able to pull out a win, maybe try to get a little bit of a winning streak going here. Browns are absolutely awful, and I think they're unfortunately stuck in this starting Deshaun Watson phase because of the contract that they gave him. Hopefully eventually they'll just give up on it and throw Jameis in there and see what he's got, because Deshaun Watson has been awful this year. You could literally pick any defense in the NFL and start them against the Browns right now, because the Browns have been that bad. So, moving on, another exciting game, Texans and Packers at Lambeau. Over-under's 47.5 points. Packers are a 2.5 point favorite. I'm starting Jordan Love, and if I have the three wide receivers, Dobbs, Watson, or Reed, I'm starting all three of them. Houston's been solid against the run. However, they have been below average against quarterbacks and wide receivers. So I think this could be another one of those high-powered passing games. Both teams have good wide receivers. Both teams have good quarterbacks. So temper your expectations for Josh Jacobs, though, because Houston's defense has been one. I think they're in the top 5, if not they're really close to the top 5 in run defense. So temper those expectations for Josh Jacobs and what he's going to do this week. Green Bay's defense has been solid this year, but obviously you're starting Stroud, Diggs, Dell, and Mixon. You're not going to have better options compared to what those four are going to give you, especially with Nico Collins out. The two wide receivers are must-starts in that offense right now. Moving on to the Dolphins and the Colts. This is another one of those games that I am not excited about at all. Over-under's 44. Only one I'm for sure starting in this game is Josh Downs. Beyond that, yes, Michael Pittman, if you don't have a better option, which 99% of the time you're probably not going to, unless you're playing Dynasty or something like that, or a really shallow league. But the Dolphins offense has been bad, but Achan, Hill, Waddle, where you drafted them, you're probably not going to have options that are a lot better, so you're playing for the upside of those three. But I'm trying to avoid this Dolphins offense altogether until Tua comes back, because this offense has been absolutely awful without him. So I think they're looking forward to it as much as all the fantasy owners are looking forward to getting Tua back in the offense and maybe lighten it up going down the stretch. And the last game we're going to talk about this week is my game of the week. I think this game's going to be pretty exciting. NFC North matchup with the Lions and Vikings. Over-under is 50. Vikings are 2.5-point favorites. You're starting all your normals in this game. Your Montgomerys, your Gibbs, your St. Browns, as well as the other side of the ball, Jefferson's, Aaron Jones if he starts, Ty Chandler if he doesn't. However, know this. Both of these offenses or defenses have been pretty darn good this year. Vikings have been 39 points better than expectation against QBs, which is number one, and 50 points better against wide receivers against expectation, and that's number one. Detroit's been 19 points better against QB, which is top 10, and they've been 44 points better against wide receivers, which is number two. This game could turn into a defensive battle. And if I were to choose between the over-under in this game, I'd probably take the under, mainly because I think people are underestimating these two defenses and they think it's going to be a shootout. I could see it going either way. I could see it turning into a shootout, but both of these defenses are really good. The Lions lost Aiden Hutchinson this past week, but they still played really well after he went out of the game. So keep an eye on that, but that's a game I'm pretty excited to try to watch this week. So let us know what you think. Hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner. Leave some comments down there about these matchups and the matchups that you're looking forward to this week. And we will catch you guys for part 2 tomorrow.